everyone, it's me Jenny, and today I'm experimenting with setups just a little bit to see how this works. I was hoping that being on the windowsill would mean that we could be outside and I'll be less nervous about talking to the camera. So far I'm not really sure, but we'll see. I'm fighting against the dark outside, but hopefully with the lighting inside it's not going to be too much of a problem. It's an experiment, bear with me, and today is technically British Culture Talk, and I'm in the middle of working on sort of like a bulk series that's going to be coming out. Depending on how many episodes I manage to get filmed in advance, it'll either be weekly or bi-weekly on British culture. I'm really excited. It's going to be British culture history with a guidebook as it were, and it's going to have a relatively high amount of production value, at least for my videos, and there's a reasonable amount of editing involved, which is why it's not up this week. So it'll be up in a fortnight, hopefully, fingers crossed, and as I said, it'll either be weekly if I manage to work on the production values and get enough episodes filmed in advance, or it'll be once a week, every 2 weeks if I don't manage to do that and I can't keep up the production standards for the you know, timekeeping part of it. At the moment British culture is every 2 weeks, we'll see how it goes. So in order to actually make this video more than just a British culture update, it's coming, which is what last fortnight's video was about. I'm going to answer some questions that Nathan Lau put in the comment for my channel update a little while ago. And there's a couple of questions that I'm not really sure I understand, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so talk about trams and trolleys. Trams. There aren't really that many trams in England. It's as far as I know. I know there's some up in Leeds. No, not in Leeds, in Sheffield. And that sort of thing. They are basically like bus meets train in the middle of cities. I don't know what the question really is about there. And trolleys are, you know, your shopping cart type thing. Unless I'm missing some sort of level of cultural meaning. That's what I know about trams and trolleys. You know, we've got a series called HBE that's very unique to Texas. Do you have anything like that up there? I'm assuming that's TV series. Obviously in terms of the big exports of British TV shows, the big ones are of course Sherlock and, ooh, nice breeze, it's a warm day today, Sherlock and Doctor Who. I don't really know what really counts as, like, from up here. There's a lot of good British TV shows. I mean, basically if you look up anything BBC wise, there's a lot of reasonably good TV series. One of the most long running ones is Silent Witness, which kind of has its peaks and rises. I just reread my diary from a few years ago, which includes a 3-page rant on one of the double episodes about how badly it was produced and how unrealistic it is, and there's a series that prides itself on the realism of investigations versus, say, CSI. It isn't at all realistic in any capacity, but there we go. I think that's, you know, one of the ones. Obviously there's a lot of really good period dramas that come out every couple of years. Dickens and all of those sort of things come out once every couple of years. Austen's, obviously. I don't really know what the question is, but basically there's a lot of really good British TV shows, but a lot of the ones that have been kind of taken by America and kind of messed with. Obviously The Office and Skins are examples, which I think you mentioned. In fact, that's question number 4. Do you watch a lot of television? I'm guessing British TV is a little different from American. Americans love the steel British shows, Skins and Office, and do you get PBS over there? Did you grow up on Sesame Street and the Teletubbies? Well, that's a lot of questions rolled into one. Guessing yes, British TV shows are a little bit different, but a lot of the British shows a lot of the shows that are very American started in Britain, so as far as I know the first, I may be wrong on this, but I think the first reality TV show, talent show, was Pop Idol, which started in Britain, and then that got turned into Pop Stars, and it got turned into Pop Stars The Rivals. I think that might be the right order, and then that started off the whole Britain's Got Talent, which I believe turned into America's Got Talent, and the X Factor was all started in the UK, so that is obviously a very lucrative business, and that all started in the UK. I think Big Brother started in the UK as well. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like it did. So there's a lot of British influence or things that have been strongly Americanised, and the Americans have kind of refined it into something entirely other, but it's very different. I guess British TV shows just reflect a British sensibility more or less, and tend to cover more British subjects, as in subjects about Britain rather than the subjects of the UK. Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that question. It's a very big question. Maybe I'll have to do a second one. Did I grow up on Sesame Street and the Teletubbies? I grew up on the Teletubbies. All of that lot. I think possibly, I'll have to actually look it up. But if there's an American Teletubbies, I'll be interested to know, because obviously all of the voiceover and stuff was done with the English accent. I don't know whether or not if there's an American version, whether or not it's done with the American accent, I don't know. Sesame Street I didn't really watch. I did watch Muppet Treasure Island and Muppet Christmas Carol when I was little, but Sesame Street was just one of those ones that went over my head. Does McDonald's have different menu with weird British foods like eel pie? I have never had eel pie. As far as I know, McDonald's is pretty standardised, although I have seen videos of American people and British people trying various versions of the same food, but British or American. I don't really go to McDonald's. I've been to McDonald's maybe once in the last 10 years, and I buy things like chocolate muffins and, you know, a Coke, or, you know, if it's, you know, chicken nuggets if I'm feeling really desperate for sustenance, when I could go to any other shop and probably find something that's, I don't know, slightly less awful. But yeah, we go. I can't really comment on that because I've never really had American food, so for all I know, one of the options that is on the menu to a McDonald's thing, which I don't really look at, could be very much a standard thing in America, or something completely different. I don't know. I can't really compare because I haven't been to America yet. And to be honest, of all the food types that I've been promised that I have to try while in America, McDonald's is not high on the list, or on the list as it stands. What is the ideal British breakfast? The American version seems to be pancakes, bacon, eggs and orange juice. Most people just have cereal or coffee and Pop-Tarts. Of course, all of those are staples of any breakfast. The Great British Breakfast, as it is known, also known as a fry-up, is obviously sausages, bacon, eggs, which is pretty standard across the board for I think quite a lot of countries, particularly eggs, is pretty much a breakfast trope worldwide. English breakfast also can feature things like fried bread and black pudding, which is basically blood sausage, fried eggs, poached eggs, scrambled eggs, whatever type of egg you like, baked beans, tinned tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, mushrooms, fried onions, toast. That is a British breakfast. You can also have chips and stuff if you're having like a British breakfast in a restaurant or something as like a mid-morning thing. Things like hash browns and any sort of thing like that. Pretty much British fry-up can be a plethora of different things, but breakfast is a very personal experience, so I think pick and choose what you want. When it comes to other forms of breakfast, obviously cereal, if you've been watching Charlie McDonald's YouTube series, Cereal Time, you'll know that we definitely have cereal. But there we go. Cereal I think is pretty standard across the board as well. And yeah, tea. It's pretty standard, although of course a lot of people have coffee first thing in the morning because, you know, charge up on caffeine. I'm not the biggest fan of breakfast. I don't really like it as a thing. I much prefer lunch or dinner where there's a lot more variety of foods. And I'm still kind of in a student mindset that I would prefer to have leftover dinner for breakfast than breakfast foods. I don't particularly like cereal. I've never really liked a fry-up particularly. It's just never really food types that have particularly appealed to me. You can also have things like yogurts and fruits, which it just never really appealed to me, so there we go. And this was meant to be a short update video, and I'm sure it's like 10 minutes long. I have no idea how long it is because the thing is on the other side, but I've talked about a lot today, so British culture update and things. Do you like the setup? I'm sure my camera was ever so slightly shaky, but there we go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week. Bye guys.